Hi there, we are member of Group 8 and we talking about elderly care. So we're going to go through structure, which is going to be handled by Asama. From structure, we're going to go into statistics. We want to put numbers and figures into our argument so that we can authenticate the need for this and why it should be done. And that will be done by my colleague here. Then from there, we go to challenges that is being faced by Angel. Angel will talk about that. And we're going to talk about government legislation and law to back this up. And that will be handled by Ali. Now, finally, we're going to talk about the challenges of care home in the UK. And that will be handled by Vi. So, yeah. Hello again. By way of introduction, I said earlier that we're going to talk about elderly care in the UK and how it affects our aging population. The United Kingdom is home to a rapidly aging population with over 12 million people aged 65 and above, according to Office of National Statistics 2023. As life expectancy continues to rise and the demand for quality elderly care services has never been greater, elderly care in the UK encompasses a broad spectrum of support from residential care homes and nursing facility to home care and community-based services. Understanding this landscape is essential for supporting older adults with dignity, compassion, efficiency. I want to tell you this for free, that we decided to work on this so that we can find a solution to giving the elderly in the UK, taking away tiredness from their retirement. Thank you. I will call on my colleague Asama to talk about structure.
Hello, I'm Asama and I'm just going to give a quick talk, a brief overview of the elderly care structure in the UK. It's looked over by the Department of Health and Social Care, and the care is accessible through NHS and local councils. A lot of the time the service users have to pay depending on the savings, but sometimes the council will help out. It's designed to offer support such as personal care, domestic care and medication support. And care can be provided like in domiciliary care, which is in the service users' homes. And they want to live in their own homes independently, but they still require support. So it could be personal care, domestic care, medication support, meal support. And then you have care homes. These service users go into care homes because they want to be with a community, and they can live there. They're provided, again, it's day-to-day support that they need with personal care. Meals are provided and social activities are provided. And then we move on to nursing care, which have registered nurses for 24 hours, 7 days a week. And you can be dealing with end-of-life care in resident nursing homes. And there's dementia care, IV medication. We also have assisted supported living, which is supporting people in their own place of dwelling choices. Again, this assisted living is throughout day and night, and it's with personal care, meals, taking them shopping, medication support, and whatever else help they require with. I'm going to now pass you on to Ali, who's going to talk about statistics.
Statistically, there are approximately 16,500 registered care homes in the United Kingdom, offering 539,000 registered beds, according to the carehome.com UK. Around 70% of all care home residents have dementia and severe memory problem. UK will need additional 14,400 care home beds over the next 10 years to keep the pace with population growth. In the United Kingdom, over 65 plus age people account for roughly 40% are all in hospital bed days. Authority handled 1.43 million care requests from older adults. Now, 500,000 individuals have dementia, according to the NHS England 27 January 2026. The number of individuals aged 85 and older is projected to double by 2.6 million from now to 25 years to come. Research shows that roughly 2 million older adults live with unmet care needs, finding it difficult with daily tasks like bathing, cooking, eating, and dressing. So I'm going to pass on to my colleague Abdul Wahab to continue with the law and govern concerning home care.
Hello, this is Abdul Wahab Atim Adam. I'm going to talk about law and government in elder care in the UK. So, law and government in elder care in the UK is responsible for ensuring that all the people receive safe, higher quality health and social care. Local authority and NH and care provider work together under the law, so designed to protect the right, dignity and well-being of elderly people. Care Act 2014, the care is the main law governing adult social care in England. It requires local authority assess the care needed of adult promote individual well-being, protect adult from abuse and neglect, support carers, provide person-centered care, mental capacity. Act 2005. This act protects adults who may not have the mental capacity to make decisions. It requires that capacity assess before decisions are made. Decisions are made in person-based interests. Individuals are supported to make their own decisions whenever possible. Health and Social Care Act 2022. This act promotes better integration between the NH and local authority social care services to improve care for all the adults and people with long-term conditions. Equality Act 2010 is equally act protect all the adults, all the people from discrimination because of age. Care provider must ensure equal access to receive and fair treatment. Government organization Department of Health and Social Care develop policies and legislation for adult social care. NH England provides health and care service for all adult. Local authority assist care needed, arrange local social care service and separate vulnerable adult. So that's it.
I'm going to talk about LDK and workforce challenges. Current situation, Age UK estimate that around 2 million people in age 65 and over in England have unmet care and support needs. The number of people aged 50 and above is expecting to rise significantly over the coming 10 years decade, increasing pressure on health and social care services. Workforce shortage. The social care sector faces ongoing difficulties in recruiting and retaining care staff. Staff shortage can lead to increased workload and reduced continuity of care. Many workers leave the sector because alternative industries often offer better pay and working conditions like retail, hospitality, logistics due to insupportable tasks in competitive pay. Sectors like hospitality offer better wages with lower responsibility, predictable shift pattern, and significantly less emotional and physical stress. Many workers report feeling and supported by leadership and heard when rising concerns and lacking the source necessary to do their job properly. Growing demand for care. The aging population has led to a greater demand for health and social care services. Older adults are increasingly living with multiple long-term health conditions and that require complex and specialist support. Financial pressure. Adult social care services continue to face significant funding challenges. The cost of care can be difficult for many older people and their families to afford. Local authorities must support increasing number of people while working within limited budget. References: Department of Health and Social Care 2025 Adult Social Care Workforce Survey, available at www.gov.uk, Age UK 2024.
Hi, I'm Valeska Kabari. I'm going to discuss about the future of home care for elderly people in the UK. Home care provides paid support for individuals to live independently in their own homes while receiving support with the following: medication management, personal care, meals preparation and feeding when needed, mobility support, companionship and emotional support, clinical support. The UK is moving from institutional care to person-centered care, which is a home-based care, because most of older people prefer to age in familiar environments or surroundings. The future care is becoming more personalized instead of one fits all. Like, for example, individual care plans, personal preference being respected, great independence, support for emotional well-being. Benefits of future home care for elderly people in the UK are better quality of life, staying in familiar environments reduces loneliness, improve dignity, and focus on helping elderly people to age safely and independently at home. I thank you. I'm going to pass on to my colleague Semi to discuss about conclusions.
Yeah, in addition to all we've said so far, we thought it's wise to talk briefly about review of elderly care in the UK. We are passionate about this topic. You see, elderly care in the UK is an important part of health and social service and supporting older people to live safely, comfortably, and with dignity. As UK aging population continue to grow, we mentioned this a couple of times, the demand for high quality care services has increased significantly. And care is provided in a variety of settings. We've mentioned all this, including individual homes, residential home, nursing, uh, and hospital, depending on each person's needs and level of independence. One of the strengths of elderly care is the person-centered approach. See, care providers are encouraged to involve older people in decision about their care and respect their preferences, because this is important, and to promote also independence where possible. We're not to make them to lose their sense of esteem. And health and social care professionals also work together to provide coordinated support, helping to improve quality of life and manage long-term health conditions. However, the sector faces several challenges, as these have been adequately explained by one of my colleagues. You see, many providers struggle with short staff. These have been explained extensively. And also, we've also talked about limited funding. This is a recurrent indices. You see, these pressures can affect waiting time, uh, continuity of care, and overall quality of services. There are also concerns about supporting people with complex conditions, such as dementia, which require specialist knowledge and patient and resources. In this respect, many people need to be encouraged to go into health health work, like training more nurses and the rest of that. Despite these challenges, UK continue to improve elderly care through better training, uh, strong regulation. We've also mentioned that, and the use of technology such as digital care records, remote health monitoring, organization, and community also play key roles in reducing loneliness and promoting well-being among older adults. Overall, elderly care in the UK has many strengths. Particularly, its focus is on dignity, respect, and personalized support. Continued investments in the workforce, funding, innovation, all this with essential is to ensure that older people receive safe, compassionate, high quality care in the year ahead. There you have it. We all have it discussed the structure of elderly care in the UK. Abdul have also given us the law backing this activity, and Vi told us the future of care home for the elderly in the UK. And we also seen the challenges that could bedevil this plan of the good plan of the government. In summary, therefore, elderly care in the UK faces a complex and evolving landscape. The aging population places growing pressure both on formal and informal care sector, while the arts, that is the care act as discussed by Abdul earlier on, provides a foundation for rights and responsibility. Challenges remain, and this includes funding shortfalls, workforce shortages, regional inequality in service quality. However, home care technology and policy reform offer a promising pathway going forward. And one thing we should not take away from this elderly is that they want to remain in a familiar environment. This is to maintain dignity, independence, and well-being. And this must be core and central to whatsoever strategy that is being employed. I hope you enjoy our teaching on elderly care.